Hello, I'm Joseph Mechavich, Principal Conductor and Music Director for Kentucky Opera, and I'm so pleased to talk about our second production of the 2011-2012 Brown-Forman season here at Kentucky Opera, and again, our beautiful and intimate home, the jewel box of Louisville, the Brown Theater. Our second production is The Marriage of Figaro, otherwise known as One Crazy Day. That's another little title that's associated with this story. The Marriage of Figaro, one of the best operas ever composed, and composed by one of the most beloved composers that everyone knows, Mr. Mozart. This piece is the synthesis between words and music. It's the true telling of an amazing story that actually was banned. The story was written by Beaumarchais, who basically was the Daniel Steele of our time, the Salman Rushdie of the time, talking about political sentiments and ideas that the aristocracy did not like to be told. That is, that the servants in the story here in The Marriage of Figaro are smarter than the nobility. This was banned many times, but Mozart and his beloved librettist Lorenzo da Ponte crafted the story, got rid of a lot of the political elements that then made it acceptable for it to be produced in Vienna. Now, just like Daniel Steele, Beaumarchais wrote many books, and The Marriage of Figaro is actually the second installment to this trilogy. The first installment is The Barber Seville, the second being The Marriage of Figaro, and the third is The Guilty Mother, which is all three have been translated into operas by Rossini, by Herr Mozart, by Mo.Joe, and by Corigliano. Now, I've talked about some of the dramatic conventions that Mozart and Lorenzo da Ponte used in constructing their operas. But there's also the musical conventions that we can attribute to the classical style, or more importantly, to Mozart. Mozart utilized the conventions, these operatic conventions, but he was always groundbreaking in what he did, and The Marriage of Figaro broke those barriers in terms of its dramatic and musical construction. It is a long opera that challenges the audience member to enjoy this wonderful comedy, but still has the dramatic sentiment, the personal touches that Mozart and da Ponte were so famous for doing. The Marriage of Figaro launches Kentucky Opera's Mozart cycle, and we are so pleased that the designer for this cycle is Eric Allgaier, who's a Kentucky native. The wonderful thing about these pieces that you're seeing right now, these scenic elements, is that it's not about the furniture, what we're going to do here at Kentucky Opera. It is about creating an environment where our singer-actors are able to tell the story. Where here in this intimate jewel box that the Brown Theater is, you are able to understand and see with your own eyes, up close, the storytelling that's happening on stage. We've assembled an amazing cast of singer-actors for this production of The Marriage of Figaro. The role of Figaro is by the young bass baritone Carlos Monzon, a beautiful, wonderful human being whose true essence and true personality just will radiate in the Brown Theater. Singing the role of Count Almaviva is Kelly Markgraf, who himself has performed this role all over the country. Returning is two wonderful women. Singing the role of Susanna is Anya Matanovic, and she was in Kentucky Opera's production of Hansel and Gretel in the role of Gretel. And from last year's Madame Butterfly, we are so happy to welcome back Ms. Yoon Ali, who sang the role of Cho-Cho-san, and Tora Harsad, who will sing the role in The Marriage of Figaro of the Countess. Our director is someone who I'm very close with, having done a production of Così fan tutte at Virginia Opera, Lillian Groag, whose true essence is about getting the words across, is about the theatricality of opera and really translating the story to our audience. The secondary title is One Crazy Day, and here at the wonderful Brown Theater, you will have the opportunity to see this beautiful cast and this amazing set tell the story of The Marriage of Figaro.